All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. It is Thursday night and it is time for Spot Show live stream. Got a lot to get to today. Reveals, predictions, recaps. Got it all this week. So let's click that intro and let the fun begin.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent again. Appreciate everybody tuning in to this week's Spot Show live stream, where we talk about the current state of professional wrestling. Like I said, we got a lot to get to today. Friendly reminder, yes, I am live in a living color. So join me in the chat. Give me your opinions, or just be friendly, say hello. Don't forget to do the like, share, and subscribe thing. Especially if you're first time watching, yes, do the subscribe thing. Anyway, you gotta bear with me again a little bit. Got the still with the pollen problem, still with the allergies, somewhat. Not as bad, but kind of had to constantly drink water and clear my throat like I'm about to here. So where to begin first? Let's get to the big thing first, or one of the big things. So on SmackDown, Randy Orton was having phone calls. Actually started on Raw, but and it kind of made you believe that somebody calling them and kind of hyping him up. Hey, we need the old Randy Orton, the Viper Randy Orton, the one who would punch somebody in the head and all that good stuff. And one thing he mentioned was, we got to tell these people there's, more than one royal family in wrestling. So we finally got the big reveal. And wait a minute, where do we go? And it was revealed this past Friday on SmackDown, and it was Pat. Okay, not that Pat. Let's start over again. So anyway, there was a big reveal on SmackDown this past Friday of who was Randy Orton talking to, and in the frying tradition of being let down, like Ric Flair being revealed as a Black Scorpion. The Gobbledygooker. That was not a good reveal either, but I don't think we really were expecting much on that one. Rikishi being the driver of the car that ran over Steve Austin. He did it for The Rock. Yeah, not a great reveal. And it wasn't that long ago. About 3 years ago now. We had the big reveal of Adam Cole being the devil against MJF, attacking people. Yeah, that got over like a you know what in church. And recently, Danhausen thing. Yeah, I guess that could be a reminder too, but the actual reveal kind of fell short. But that dude's over now, so who cares about his debut? Anyway, it was revealed that it was Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee on the phone with him the whole time. Um, Pat McAfee has been revealed as the man behind Randy Orton's recent transformation. On Friday Night SmackDown, they wasted no time getting to the reveal. Cody Rhodes stormed to the ring, went straight after Orton, but the moment quickly shifted when McAfee appeared, sliding into the ring. McAfee dropped Rhodes with a low blow, opened the door for Orton to unleash a brutal steel chair assault. McAfee then grabbed the spotlight, and made it clear he has been the voice in Orton's ear. In a fiery promo, he claimed he has been pushing Orton to kill everything in sight, positioning Orton as the one who can restore what he believes the wrestling business has lost. He didn't hold back in his criticism either. McAfee took aim at the current state of the WWE, calling it terrible under Rhodes' watch, while praising the Attitude Era as the gold standard. More on that later. He also monitored WWE programming, questioning why fans are expected to sit through repetitive long matches, and even referencing WrestleMania tickets still being available, along with what he described as SmackDown's lowest rated episode ever. This segment closed with McAfee and Orton leaving side by side while officials rushed to check on a laid out Cody Rhodes. According to Brian Alvarez, McAfee has been discussed internally as a possible reveal earlier in the week, though many believe the idea had been scrapped before ultimately going ahead. Orton's darker side has been building since Elimination Chamber with the cryptic phone calls, teasing an outside influence. That mystery has now been solved, and it comes with a major twist heading into WrestleMania season. So yeah, gosh, yeah, this it didn't work for me, folks. Just my opinion. Made completely to me no sense. Why would McAfee do it? Especially when Orton said, "Hey, we got to tell this guy there's more than one royal family here." Um, could have been like another Samoan, Solo Sikoa getting involved. Kind of busy, I guess he is now, but it'd probably make more sense if it was Stephanie or Shane McMahon, or waiting until WrestleMania. After the match, let's go ahead and pretend like the last year's John Cena, heel turn fiasco didn't exist. Let's make it good now. Randy went ahead, turned heel on SmackDown. That's cool, whatever. No, he was going up against. So therefore, who would be, somebody probably help him win the undisputed championship? And it made more sense if it was maybe Stephanie McMahon, which I guess you couldn't really want to do that when she's just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Maybe Shane McMahon would have made sense. I did a fantasy booking a while back of what could have been done when Shane McMahon came into AEW if he had wanted to, if plans had worked out. But he could have done that same thing here, say, hey, I was the heir apparent, not Stephanie, not her doofus, husband. It was supposed to be me. This is supposed to be my empire. And I think that would have created a lot of buzz. Shane McMahon would have gotten over a whole lot better with Orton as a heel, kind of bringing that corporation. It worked in the attitude. Talk about the attitude area. You had the corporation, Vince and everybody else. against Steve Austin. Now you could have shifted that to Cody. Have another build up of Cody Rhodes, maybe, or maybe somebody else. Because I know some places Cody doesn't get the warm response, but in other places he still does. So whether that would have worked out or not, but um, and they'll pipe whatever reaction they want on TV, they'll pipe it in anyway. And it's probably not that great of an idea right now to be doing that, but it is what it is. Or maybe it could have been Triple H again doing that. He's a figurehead of WWE, the chief, create the CCO, whatever, and had Triple H turn against Cody. I mean, that could have worked better than Pat McAfee. I think it would work great with Shane McMahon doing it. It would make more sense. You could, just my opinion, I feel it could have been worked better with Shane McMahon doing this should have been mine, not some other corporation. This was a family business, and this is saying if he did it, my dumbass, sister and and my doofus brother-in-law, whatever, sold our family business, um, mentions, mention Vince as well. I think that probably would have gotten over better, and you could have got elements of the Attitude Era because I've said it plenty of times. Yes, young folks, there's a little more to the Attitude Era than just chair shots, flipping people off, and a little bit of blood, a little bit of color, if you will, baby. There was risque storylines, risque promos, risque segments. Who could forget DX mocking Nation of Domination? Probably won't work today. I can still watch it, find it hilarious, but too many tenderfoots out there. Too many people in their feels about certain things nowadays, or at least they say they are. Whether they are or not, probably the people who really watch wrestling. I say the hardcore fans, anyone's younger than me, can appreciate the Attitude Era and wouldn't be so. If they seen that, probably found it hilarious as well. It's just that small bit that they might what if it tickles their fancy, they might watch it for a little bit, then they'll quit because it's just something that's on or something somebody talks about. They probably don't even watch it, like a lot of entertainment. But you could get elements of it, bring that, family drama and stuff like that. That can be relatable to some people. Some people got that, family drama going on. Sibling rivalries goes on. Some okay, some goes to extreme. Of course, storyline purpose, this would go to the extreme. And you could like bring elements of the Attitude Era and that. Pat McAfee doing it? No. And one I'll mention right now, when you kind of go back and think about it, there was another kind of big reveal that was kind of but it worked. And that was when Vince McMahon revealed himself to be the higher power. Not sure who they had. Suppose they had Christopher Daniels, but what a Christopher Daniels. I was probably one of very few people who knew who Christopher Daniels was and knew he was talented. But I don't know if you see all those people in the stands right there. They wouldn't know who Christopher Daniels was. And they would have to explain it. But the reason it worked then, or the reasons, let's face it, this was the Attitude Era. WWF was hot, white hot at the time. Steve Austin was just so over as a babyface. You see Triple H in China. Triple H just turned heel against DX. You get the AP or the acolytes there, but at this time, at this time they were acolytes, but would become APA, and of course Taker, who turned heel as well. But like I said, the first reason it worked was because WWF is just so white hot at the time, and Vince McMahon was just so hated at the time. He was trying to act like, my poor daughter, she got this and that. Oh, thank you, Steve Austin, for saving Stephanie. Blah blah blah. The second reason it got over so well, the internet was just not like it is now. It was still building huge momentum. A lot of especially wrestling fans were getting their information on it. And sometimes you really didn't know who's going to jump to one, because we've seen Kevin Nash, Scott Hall jump from the WWF to WCW. Chris Jericho will later go on to the WWF. Vice versa. There was always talent jumping. Sometimes it was revealed on the internet. Sometimes not. A lot of times not. And just the fact that people were jumping a lot, that gave some mystique to it. It's like, okay, who from WW or who from WCW is going to jump? Who from WCW is going to jump? And then it was revealed, Vince McMahon. Again, it was like, but it still kind of worked because Vince was still a heel. Easy heat. A little bit of a letdown. It was a little bit of a letdown, but it was like, they got us. They made us think somebody else from WCW jump ship and it's going to be the higher power. But that did not happen back then. But this right here, this didn't work for me. I don't know about other people, but because last Friday on Wrestle Friday night, somebody in the chat mentioned, it's Pat McAfee, and I was like, this dude, okay, this can't, he can't be, this must be a bot or something like that, a troll. But the guy wasn't, and I could tell that when it was, we was talking about other wrestling stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, Pat McAfee for real? Joe King, what's up? As a show in general, what was better? Everyone had a storyline. Storylines for everybody. You get a story. You get a story. Oh, you get a story. You get a story. Yeah, because even like Edge and Christian, the Brood had people that are going against the tag team division. People care about the tag team division feuds. The Dudleys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian. Who else? I think the only thing was kind of like lacking the lightweight division. Nobody seemed to care about that. That's because WCW had a whole lot better crew as far as light heavyweights. But as far as the what you've seen on TV, it was edgy. What I'm trying to say is some of these fans today, they couldn't even handle territory era wrestling. They couldn't handle the rock and wrestling era. They sure as hell ain't gonna be able to handle the attitude era. Oh my gosh, you talking about? I mean, there was like complaints about stuff they did back in those days, but it wasn't so out there. It was kind of like, hey, they're a moneymaker. Who cares? Nowadays, it'd be like, oh my gosh, they did this. Get them canceled. Get them canceled. Take them off the air. Take them off the air now. Damn it. They're pissing me off. So yeah, that's my feeling on Pat McAfee thing. Is this huge letdown. Because I mean, what's going to happen when he's got? Let's see. What's going to happen when college football starts? He's going to have to leave again. They're going to just drop the towel back to Cody, and I mean, if you put like a Shane McMahon in there, it would have had legs, and you could have kept that going for a good while, and it would keep people's interest. What the fuck? Hey, I'm trying to be a star here, people. But anyway, but yeah, you could have kept that thing going. For possibly a year, two maybe, until the next WrestleMania, possibly. But yeah, this didn't work for me. Guess who else this didn't work for? Let me scroll through my notes here. Here we go. The Punkster, CM Punk. He didn't seem like this either, nor does he like Roman Reigns. And he had a lot to vent out this past Monday. It got a lot of steam. I think it's probably one of the most talked about things all week. At this past WWE Raw from Houston, Texas, it opened with CM Punk delivering one of the most cutting promos of his career, taking aim at Roman Reigns and Pat McAfee ahead of WrestleMania 42. Joking. Hopefully, this is just a WrestleMania thing. Yeah, but that's just it. I mean, a reveal like that's as far as it could go. But anyway, Punk made his way to the ring, choose to sit down as he began speaking, immediately getting a serious tone. He praised Houston's deep wrestling history, calling it Paul Bosch country, and reflected on the legends who came before him. He spoke about comparing himself to the greats and questioned how someone like Harley Race would handle the pressure, knowing that while dreams are easy, what matters is what happens when you're fully aware of the moment. Turning his attention to the present, Punk pointed out that Reigns was not in the building. He referenced the attack from 2 weeks ago where Reigns, alongside his cousins, drove him through the table before walking away confidently. Punk made it clear he returned the favor at Madison Square Garden, this time alone, putting Reigns through the table without any backup. He welcomed the hatred from Reigns, saying it only confirmed that he is exactly where he needed to be. Punk placed his championship on the announcer's table, encouraged the crowd to keep chanting for Reigns, suggesting maybe he would finally show up. He described himself as older but far from weak, then shifted into explaining exactly why he doesn't like Roman Reigns. Climbing onto the announce table, Punk spoke about WrestleMania being the pinnacle of the industry and compared their past. He claimed everything he has achieved came through hard work and determination, while accusing Reigns of having opportunities handed to him because his family. Uh, Punk labeled Reigns as safe and predictable, contrasting that with his own unpredictability and edge, even referencing mainstream appearances and Hollywood opportunities to underline the difference. He continued by criticizing Reigns' part-time schedule, saying he shows up late, leaves early, acting like a megastar without earning that status. Punk even brought up Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, stating that while The Rock reached true global stardom, Reigns has not reached that same level despite trying to carry himself in the similar way. Hold on one second, folks. The promo became even more personal as Punk spoke about carving his own path, claiming he earned everything through struggle while mocking Reigns' past and the way he's presented earlier in his career. He said he walked away from the business on his own terms when he had the freedom to do so, something Reigns has never done. Punk then addressed his legacy and position, saying that even if Reigns boasts about main event appearances, others would not have been given as many chances as they had struggled early on. If they struggled early on, he made it clear he is willing to risk everything because he believes in himself. He also kind of mentioned he had FU money, and he did kind of mentioned money a lot. A couple of times, well, not a lot. A couple of times in the promo, uh, his exact words was, "Hey, I have FU money," and I walked away. Um, and figure somebody with Punk's supposedly opinions about things wasn't really talking about how rich he was. Anyway, um, before closing, Punk turned his focus to Pat McAfee, delivering a series of insults and questioning his place in the wrestling world. He criticized McAfee for speaking on the business he does not belong to and dismissed any opinions about ticket sales or the industry coming from him. Yeah, he didn't want to hear nothing from a punter in football. Um, he turned his attention to uh, his agent, who also works at or is one of the high officials at TKO, and said, "Hey, we need to lower these damn ticket prices." The segment ended with Punk doubling down on his message, making it clear he wants fans to truly be behind him when he faces Reigns. Punk is set to defend the World Heavyweight title against Reigns, night 2 of WrestleMania 42. So yeah, like I said, he had a lot to say. What was it? You, he said, Reigns let an old man feed him dog, or an old man made him eat dog food, but that same old man treated me like a dog, so I have FU money, so I left. Man, that same old man made you rich too. He didn't have to push you. He could have just had you as a dropper. But anyway, I digress on that. But yeah, he said Pat McAfee needs to tell his agent to lower these ticket prices. And I think it has been lowered even before this. I think they lowered it again, and that's kind of a common practice. The closer an event comes to an arena, any event, uh, they wind up lowering their prices. WWE's done this in the past. Of course, tickets been expensive for years. Yeah, go up how much it would cost to go or sit front row for WrestleMania. That's a lot. But But basically, people are calling this, pipe bomb 2.0, and he's made a career at delivering these. I wouldn't call this 2.0. He's done a couple. I mean, the long-winded ones like this one, I guess you can call it 2.0, but he done them after the first pipe bomb, and kind of made a career out of it. Did an AEW. Has done it here a few times. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong too. Didn't Shane Douglas used to do little interviews like this, revealing like truth or at least half truths in his promos? I think Shane Douglas used to do that a lot in ECW, which, who is the mastermind behind ECW? Paul Heyman. I'm pretty sure Paul Heyman did a good job of coaching him along and doing this too. And I mean, give him credit. This is he's kind of got the right personality to do that. I mean, it is part of him, part of his true personality to be this way. But but yeah, this, like I say, he had a mouthful to say. It will be, like I said before, it will be interesting. Maybe this coming Monday, what Roman Reigns' rebuttal is to everything. Because Punk mentioned that, he sucked at football, so he had to come to wrestling. Thanks to being, think, you know, because his father was a wrestler, he got in that way. Um, what was I going to say? I drew a blank, and I don't take that good notes when I'm ad libbing. But I mean, yeah, he mentioned those things, but now it's like, okay, is Reigns gonna come back and say, hey, you try to do something else? Let's talk about that MMA career, Mister 2-0. 2-0 in less than 5 minutes, I guess. But then Punk did try to do the acting thing. Go ahead, name a movie he was in. I could have told you a couple weeks ago because I seen a preview to one. There's one he's in recently, I guess, and they're all you indie movies. And let's see, the only things I've seen Roman Reigns in, he was in that one Adam Sandler movie that was on Netflix, The Wrong Missy. He had a little bit of a part in that movie, and of course the Shaw and Hobbs, where it had Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. I actually seen that. It was not good. It was a little too long and drawn out. Wasn't that impressed with it. Thought it could have been better. But I'm not a huge fan of the. I mean, even though this wasn't really a Fast and Furious movie, it was based on two characters from the Fast and Furious universe. This supposed to be like a side story. But I've only seen two of them and wasn't a fan of neither one of them. The first one, I was like, wait a minute. I've seen this movie before, but it was like, skydivers and surfers. Wait a minute. Don't tell me he's gonna go in this house. Don't tell me Paul Walker's character is not going to go in this house right now and find two guys in there, and they're gonna be FBI agents or some kind of police officers, detectives, or some shit like that. And sure enough, that's what they were. And I was like, this is freaking Point Break. I've seen this movie, and I was just didn't care for it after that. Whoa. Almost had you. Whoa. Almost drowned surfing. Okay, I forgot Keanu Reeves' line in the movie. But yeah, did not care for that one. But anyway, that's both their movie careers. And I mean, he was first Roman Reigns, Joe Noya. He played for Georgia Tech, and let's face it, Georgia Tech was not a good team to begin with. But I think he did good from what I could tell. It's just think around during that time he was developing leukemia and it kind of screwed up his draft. I think I got to look back on it. I'm not sure about that one, but anyway, what shall we talk about next? Next. So Pat McAfee in the books. Let's see. Let's go with this little short story. Let me scroll to it. Unless I've totally. Let me go back up. Because somebody don't know how to. Okay, so Alberto Del Rio arrested. You want to guess why he was arrested? You got 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count. But yes, it's for that. Former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio has reportedly been arrested in Mexico. According to reports, Del Rio, whose real name is Alberto Rodriguez, was taken into custody in San Luis Potosi after allegedly assaulting his wife. It claims she sustained injuries to her face and arms before contacting emergency services. Authorities from the state civil guard responded to the scene and detained the 48-year-old. Rodriguez signed in the WWE in 2009 and debuted as on the main roster in 2010, winning 2 world championships. In 2011, he made history by winning both Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank in the same year. He initially left in 2014, later returned for a second run between 2015 and 2016, also competing in promotions such as Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and Lucha Underground. This marks another legal issue for Rodriguez in 2020. He was arrested over a series of allegations, including sexual assault, kidnapping, while he was formally charged. Those charges were ultimately dropped in 2021. So, yep. Alberto Del Rio decided he wanted to smack up another wife, girlfriend, or whoever the hell this one was. I guess wife, officially wife. Let's give her name. All right. Was not able to watch NXT this week. Apparently the CW channel and Sonoya or the cable, I don't know if it's DirecTV or something like that. The CW did not carry NXT. They started showing NCIS Origins. I don't know. I never watched NCIS, the first one. So, but anyway, we'll go ahead and talk about the results from this past Saturday's Stand and Deliver in St. Louis. And the pre-show bout, Hank and Tank with Salo Hill, EK Prosper, and Rand Sinclair. They defeated the Birthright, Lexus King, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Charlie Dempsey, Yuri Connors, and Adriana Grace by pinfall. I thought the Birthright should have won this one, just because they're that new stable now, and they get them accomplished, uh, get some recognition now, and not sure why they was in the, I guess, pre-show match, but they should have defeated these guys, but that's not the way they booked it. So Lola Vice is your new NXT Women's Champion. She went on to defeat JC Jane and Kendall Gray by pinfall. Thought they might have given it to Kendall if they was going to switch hands, but Lola Vice, up and comer too. She's got the look, obviously. Can talk. I guess that's what they're looking for, and go ahead and give it a rub. See how she does with being the top champion in NXT for calling her up. The Vanity Project, Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes with Jackson Drake defeated Los Americanos, Bravo and Rayo Americano. Sol Ruca defeated Zaria by pinfall. I thought this one, they probably would have let Zaria win this one, since I think Sol Ruca is going to be called up. I don't know. I don't have that much information, but I thought Sol Ruca will probably get called up after WrestleMania. So I thought, maybe they let Zaria win this one, maybe give her a push, but Miles Bourne successfully defended the NXT North American Championship against Johnny Gargano. Tatum Paxley defeated Blake Monroe by pinfall. She retains the NXT North American Championship. I figured that'd be great. It's that feel good story right now. She didn't know who she was. She finally found herself, and she wound up defeating Blake Monroe. Blake, I think they're gonna wind up bringing her up as well pretty soon. And in the main event, it was Tony D'Angelo defeating Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and Ethan Page in a four-way match for the NXT Championship. So he is your new NXT Heavyweight Champion. And that's your stand and deliver results. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Be right back after this message. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. Yeah, like you said, Joe, I hope this is just unfortunately, and hopefully it's just a WrestleMania thing. I do kind of wish they did just brought something else. I mean, they're usually really good at storytelling, and I don't know, I don't know, they're trying to stick something. Supposedly this was like a TKO wanted this one. They kind of put their paws on it. I'm not sure about ESPN, but this is SmackDown, not Raw, but I think TKO pushed with this one, put McAfee in there. It's like butt out, people. uh, yes, I understand you buy a company, buy a huge company, and you want to, kind of stick your nose in it. And sometimes you shouldn't. This is one of those times you shouldn't. I mean, if it was me, I can understand if I bought a wrestling promotion. I kind of want to be. I don't. Know, I think I I would want us to learn and see how the business works, and probably be in those meetings or whatever. And hey, I own it. I might as well watch it all. So um, maybe if it's you know a drive somewhere, take a trip, see a live event or whatnot. And this, if I sit into in a meeting or something like that, this, I'll probably be the kind of person, want to learn especially the creative process, kind of take notes and stuff like that. Then, after the meeting's over, it's like, hey, can I speak to you for a second? Why'd you do this and this? Um, you know, it's like, okay, I get that, but because you just kind of fill me on why you make. I'm not trying to butt in or anything. I just kind of want to get to know the thing. I own it. I might as well learn some of the shit. And kind of just like I said, butt out. And maybe eventually I can say, if they're given a storyline or whatever, kind of plan it out. Maybe say, like I say, and to a lot of people, community college has taught me to say, boss, that idea sounds good, but what if we did this? Instead of, boss, that's a stupid fucking idea. You're a fucking idiot. We should do it this fucking way. See, you know, even community college, you can learn shit. Community college, like I said, boss, sounds good, but may I suggest this? But I wouldn't be the kind of person that want to say, oh, here's I'm also an agent. I'm his agent. We need to shoehorn my guy into this right here. No, that's just that's just not good. But it could. I mean, like I said, it could be one of those deals where they might have real life struggles between uh you know the hardships of WWE being always a family business, to now they're in some corporate umbrella with, I think, pro bull riders league and UFC. So, and they're interjecting their self in. So it could be, they could be playing this. I'm kind of trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here, but they could be building up some kind of storyline of this, WWE versus the corporate umbrella known as TKO. I'm not sure if they'll work or not, but like I said, let's give them the benefit of the doubt there. Or maybe just tell them, hey, leave us the fuck alone. Let's see. All right. Next up here, it is time for this week's AEW Dynamite recap. This week's AEW Dynamite took place at the Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Show started off with a big brawl between Will Ospreay and John Moxley until Death Riders, they had John Moxley's back, so they helped. It was 5-on-1 or how many Death Riders are there. Then another SUV pulled up, and it was the United Empire. Who's the United Empire, you ask? You know what? I think a lot of people in the audience were asking the same exact question. except for a few of the people who are just watches everything. But they consisted of Will Ospreay, IWGP World Champion Caleb Newman, Francisco Akira, and Henry or Henner. I forgot what they pronounce his name, but anyway, big brawl went. Uh, they had it all over the building. Then they say, "Hey, how about main event? The United Empire against the Death Riders in a Chaos and Canada match, where basically anything goes. Just about like any other match they have." So, first match of the night, it was a trios match. Darby Allin, Bandito, Jack Perry versus Kosuke Takeshita, Mark Davis, and Andrade El Idolo. And of course, Brody King was supposed to be there, but I think he couldn't make it. Some personal issues. I think either a friend or family member must have passed away or something like that. So Bandito took his spot. Allen decided to go after Mark Callis or Mark Callis, Don Callis, but Mark Davis made him pay for it. Takeshita took out Bandito, a big lariat and a pile driver on Jungle Boy. Then Andrade finished him off with a DM. Callis put a whooping on Allen after Andrade kicked him in the huevos, or the Don Callis family did. After he kicked him in the huevos, the Bucks came out, made the save. The Rascals came out as well, and during all this stuff, Okada and Takeshita got face to face after Okada kind of helped Takeshita not get the where it's called the driver, and they went at it. Here's two Don Callis family members going at it, and this sets up for a tag team match at Dynasty. Okada and Takeshita versus the Young Bucks, but Don Callis said, "Look, you get a victory over the Young Bucks, and we'll talk about you taking Okada. But for tonight, or for Dynasty, I need y'all to be Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, just like that." Okada, after they shook hands, Okada looked at Takeshita. It's like, "I'm Michael Jordan, you Scottie Pippen." So I thought that was kind of funny. Next up for the TNT Championship, it was Willow Nightingale defending against Queen Aminata. Really wish they would do something with Aminata. I think she's pretty good. Seems to have a little bit of charisma. I ain't heard much of her on the mic. Probably not teaching her how talk on the mic. Just my assumption. But I mean, she's very tall. I won't say she's Jade, big, but pretty good look about her. She ain't like totally ripped or anything. She ain't totally over muscular or anything. But definitely stays fit and mobile. Really wish they do something to with her, maybe give her a little push and see what happens. But on this night, Willow won with the pounce and the Babe with the bomb, which is the Dr. Bomb. Of course, last week we seen the return of Chris Jericho. He came out, said, "Look, I am back. I'm about 100 kilometers from where I had my first match." He talked about being a risk taker, talking about how he helped start the company as well, and that's one of the risks he took. Was about to sign the contract when Ricochet and the Demand interrupted him. Ricochet said, "Canada sucks." Tells Chris Jericho, "Don't resign. Nobody wants him here." He took off his hat. Jericho says, "Hey, you're really bald." Hey, easy there. Anyway, Jericho signs and said, "Me signing this contract now, I have a little fine print on his contract saying I can pick my opponent for Dynasty and Ricochet. You just made a list, so he even said, "Hey, it's been about 10 years since I did this." Held the pen up, clicked it, also revealed, pulled like the tape off the clipboard. I said AEW, had Jericho's name on the clipboard, and said, "Hey, you made a list," and hey, that got the biggest pop of the night. Um, After that, there's news that Kyle Fletcher is injured, sustained an injury on Collision last week, and now he's having to relinquish the TNT Championship. Now they're gonna have a gauntlet, casino gauntlet at Dynasty to determine the new AEW TNT champion. Tommaso Ciampa and Mascara Dorado had a match to see who would be the first entrant. Ciampa won with a running knee strike. Christian and Edge came out, basically hyping their upcoming match. Then, of course, Christian Cage got on the mic, said, he paid a visit to Cash and Dax's mother. When he says made a visit, he had sex. He means he had sex with them. And said, "Don't worry, Stokely. I'll visit your mother really soon and do the same, but it will be as one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions." And of course, FTR ain't gonna like that, so they came out. As they were coming out, here comes Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, RPG Vice. They attacked Adam Copeland and Christian Cage from behind. So it was a 4-on-2 melee there. FTR put Cage's arm in a chair, and Wheeler went to the second rope. But before he can come off, Stokely stole Christian's watch. Then Wheeler came off the rope, stomped on the chair on Christian's arm. Cage and Cope were left lying by the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR and RPG. And we got the Chaos in Canada match, which means anything goes. Will Ospreay, United Empire, Caleb Newman, Francisco Akira, and Hera defeats Death Riders, John Moxley, Pac, and Claudio Castagnoli with Daniel Garcia. Whoops, what happened there? Anyway, Ospreay got the pin with the hidden blade onto John Moxley. Was about to go for the Tiger Driver, but Claudio saved him from that. And of course, now we get last segment of the night, which was past the 10 o'clock hour. Omega came out. They pretty much talked over their, what was going on, hyping their match. Omega wanted to let bygones be bygones for a legendary main event and shake hands. MJF walked away from the handshake, then tried to nail Omega, but Omega ducked and laid MJF out with a knee to the face. Omega took the Dynamite Diamond Ring off MJF and said on Sunday that this would be the end, with Omega bidding the crowd at adieu with a goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang. You heard the crowd there. They repeated the same thing. It's going to be on t-shirts real soon, I think. Anyway, Omega dropped the ring on MJF's chest and waved to the crowd as Dynamite came to a close. So far, I'm pretty sure they'll announce more matches. So far, we got 9 of them. And the 0 hour match is going to be Alex Windsor against Marina Shafir. gosh, they gotta give Shafir a win at some point. Will it be against Alex Windsor? I don't know. Um, who has more stroke or who? Who has more stroke, Roderick Strong or Will Ospreay? Well, I guess in that case, looks like I'm going to call it Alex Windsor winning this one. Unfortunately, I'm not. This actually looks like a pretty decent card. Wish I would be able to see it, but their pay-per-views last way too long, and I gotta get up way too early on Monday mornings, um, so I can come head this way. But yeah, uh, what am I seeing this one? But not going. Maybe I mean I'll probably catch the highlights and stuff like that. Let's see. We got FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, with Stokely defending the AEW World Tag Team Championship against Cope and Page, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Why not? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, they can always switch it back if they ever want to. Let's go ahead and get Cope and Cage the win here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if FTR wins. Just to say, hey, we beat Briscoes, we beat Young Bucks. Now we beat a team from the past, which they've already had a victory against them, but maybe sometimes you just gotta go back. For the AEW Continental Championship, it is John Moxley defending against Will Ospreay. See, Will Ospreay's just got back. I just predicted a title change there, so let's go ahead and say this championship changes hands. And maybe this will be the match where Death Riders turn against John Moxley. Or it will be Death Riders helping out John Moxley keep the championship. Andrade El Idolo against Darby Allin. A singles match. If Allin wins, he will receive a future AEW World Championship match. Like I said, I wouldn't mind Darby winning, but it seems like at the beginning there, I mean, they gave him a cheap win, but it was a win against Kenny Omega. And I think this is one of those matches that might tip your hand of who might win the main event. And of course, sometimes I don't really make a difference to them, but it seems like if Allen wins, it'll tip their hand that Kenny or MJF will win the main event. They seem to be kind of pushing him. I mean, they got him there. They kind of went through some hoops to get him. So we'll give this one to Andrade. Tekla versus Jamie Hayter for Tekla's AEW Women's Championship. I think Tekla wins this one. No reason to take it off her yet. Especially against Jamie Hayter, who's kind of formed a tag team with Alex Windsor as the Brawling Buds. I don't know, they seem pretty decent as a tag team, so I say let them just keep teaming and let them go after the tag team championship. Then we got the Casino Gauntlet match. So far, we know Tommaso Ciampa and Rush is going to be in it. Who can win that match? I don't mind seeing Tommaso win it again. Yes, this is one of those, you just really don't know who's going to win this one. Maybe one of the top, or not top flight, maybe Kevin Knight or Speedball might win. I can easily see them put that, even though they're part of the trios tag team or trios champions. Ain't like that, never giving somebody a tag belt and a singles belt, or sometimes a tag belt and a trios belt. Ricochet is already busy. I don't know. I hate seeing that Tommaso came in, won it, and then lose it within a week later. That kind of sucked. Or maybe another Dom Callis family member. Wouldn't know who at this point put it on. Roosh, yeah, nobody cares. Let's we'll just say Mark Briscoe wins this one. Why not? Mark Briscoe or Tommaso. All right. Tag team action here. You got the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson, going against the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada and Konsuke Takeshita. Oh, the Young Bucks might win this one. It looks like I don't know. There's some Takeshita might have some reason to win. Trying to win this since. Yeah, that storyline purposes that would be more interesting. Let's go with the Don Callis family. Takeshita getting the win here, or he hits his finisher, then Okada throws him out of the ring and pins one of the Jacksons, won the Bucks. That way now you can be like, Takeshita is like, okay, I help you beat the Young Bucks. Now I want my shot against the International, Continental, whatever champion he is, Okada. And gosh, I would like to see that match myself. I rate Takeshita pretty high. I like Takeshita. Of course, now we got the returning Chris Jericho versus Ricochet. Do you trying to make a kid in one night? Maybe a little ring rust? Or do you want to put a punctuation on it, have a good match and come out maybe barely winning it? We'll go with a safe bet. We'll say Chris Jericho. And of course, in the main event for the AEW World Championship is MJF versus Kenny Omega. I really wouldn't mind Kenny Omega winning this one, and again, this could be one of those situations they can quickly, at the next pay-per-view, have a rematch and MJF wins it back. But, wouldn't mind seeing a match with MJF versus Andrade. Wouldn't mind seeing another, just pay-per-view match between Omega and Andrade. So any one of these two will work. Because you can just easily say, hey, yeah, you paid us, we helped you out. Now, besides the money, we want a shot that Triple B. But I'm gonna go ahead and say MJF keeps it. I mean, I wouldn't totally be surprised if Omega wins. Maybe Swerve comes back and causes Omega to lose. Maybe, who knows? Because like now they've been doing pretty good for ratings. They kind of been climbing up a little bit. Like I said last week, need all hands on deck. It sucks that Fletcher got hurt because he was a star on the rise. But uh, when you have the matches that they do, sometimes things like that happens. You get hurt. Like I said, I don't know what caused the injury or what the injury is at, at as of this time, but it's bad. It's bad enough to keep him out of the pay per view. So we'll still see what comes out of that. Other than that, this concludes the AEW Dynamite recap and AEW Dynasty prediction. Whew. All right, folks. What do you think? I I think I got through everything. Yeah. Oh, that's everything I had on my docket today. Yeah, I mean the pay per view card looks pretty good. Um, I mean I say Chris Jericho. I I went ahead and highlighted Chris Jericho winning it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ricochet wins. I mean, this is one of those pay per views, and sometimes AEW just does stuff so they look unpredictable. Hey, as long as it's entertaining, having good matches and stuff like that, nobody really cares how predictable it is. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, I can be wrong sometimes. Anybody else got anything to want to chime in about? I don't like that screen. There we go. Whoa, where's my big bald head? Yes, I am on location in sensational Senoia, Georgia. Yeah, why not? Wait a minute. I don't know if I can do it. Bear with me a minute. I got screwed with people. Somewhat. Oh, one person. I can find a fucking camera on this some bitch. There it is. Let me try something. Okay, now. Oh, I'm up to nothing. Trying to be a star. That's what I'm trying to be. See? Trying to be a star. I got people in the chat, and I'm talking. I'm talking to you live in a living color. Told you one of these days I'm gonna, screw with people. Maybe I'll go through. Oh. Who else? Good gosh. Okay, everybody else I have to get back to later. Oh. Anyway, yes, tomorrow night is our Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real. Because damn it, it is still real to us. Tomorrow night is Championship Wrestling from Florida from 1986. Not sure what date, but 1986. Now, I already got something for the following week. Back in the mid 90s, Jim Crockett decided to promote again, but promote in Texas and run shows at the Sportatorium. I think it was NWA Texas or something, or NWA Dallas. Anyway, we got one of those shows I found. So, or a few of those shows I found. So I thought they'd be kind of interesting. So, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Championship Wrestling for Florida. The following week will be NWA Dallas, Jim Crockett Promotions Dallas. I forgot what they called it. From 1995, I believe, 94, 95. But it's got some people on it. I think Tully Blanchard was there. I didn't look at the full card of what I got. Sam Houston was there. Did I miss? Yeah, Chris Adams, Tully Blanchard, Greg Valentine. I think was still there. I think JBL was there at the time as well. This is when This is the time where Global left. Um, that's what matters because today's wrestling sucks. Some of it's not too bad. Some of it's not too bad. But compared to, nah. Say it with your chest, Joe. Make the people feel it. All caps. Anyway, but yes, 1995, like I said, not tomorrow night, the week after is NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, Dallas. So it should be interesting. Should be interesting. I think it'd be a fun little watch. But anyway, this is when Global went out of business. Then the Sport 20 was still there, so Jim Crockett decided to go, hey, I guess I can go get back to wrestling promoting. Not gonna get Dusty Rhodes in here. I gotta go fucking broke again. The company go broke again. Son of a bitch, how'd I allow that shit? Anyway, I think that's how Jim Crockett talked. I forgot. Anyway, so that's on the docket for tomorrow night and following Friday. Not this Friday. But I already said it. Let's not try. I'm trying not to confuse nobody. I'm really not. But anyway, going to shut this thing down, pack up, get ready to head on tomorrow. Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Like I said, when you're at work with your buddies, hey, and y'all like wrestling? Y'all like old school wrestling? 8 o'clock night? Check this out. Get on the chat. We bullshit about it. We have fun bullshitting about good classic wrestling or current wrestling. I enjoy talking about that too. And I'll have my hat on, so I won't be blinding people with my very bald head. I always forget my hat at home. But anyway, other than that, that does it for me tonight. So you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us.